All right, so look, man. Today I got punched in the mouth, and it didn't feel too good. You know, I woke up this morning, thought I was ready, thought I was locked and loaded. I knew my objective, I knew my mission, and that was to grab the ES futures by the horn and just bury them. Make as much money as possible off the E-mini futures. Well, that didn't happen. I got into a position and I got smacked in the mouth. It makes no sense, you know, what has happened the past 2 days. I think I've lost $1,400 past 2 days on E-mini futures. It's ridiculous. It's becoming ridiculous. So I got in the futures right here, 24.65. We push up. Next candle, we form a double top. Drop right back down. And I'm thinking to myself, this thing is about to break and go even lower. So I bail out and lose roughly $900. We had this double bottom down here that lets me know, hey, this thing is about to pop. We get that pop, get some excess, increase in volume right here on this candle, and very next candle, boom, I'm stopped out. It was very discouraging, very heartbroken. It's like getting punched in the gut when you just know, you got the perfect setup and it goes against you. But you can't let it get you down, man. You can't let it beat you. You got to go out there and find other trades. So that's what I did. I went out there and I found GoPro. I went and found Hertz and JNUG and NH and XOMA and NLNK. I went out there and found these other trades, not to replace that feeling I had on ES, because I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna remember that for a while. But what I'm going to do is sit back and not trade these futures. I'm going to wait until they decide they want to make their mind up on where they want to go. Because right now, these futures are stuck in this range. And I'm not going to fool with them till they break out. I can't keep going back and forth, up and down in these little tight, consolidation areas, losing money. So whenever it decides it wants to break higher above 24.74, I get long. If it wants to break lower below 24.45, I'll get short. But I'm not going to keep giving free money to the market and, let the market maker laugh all the way to the bank, not at my expense. So some days it's better just to be green than trying to be perfect. And today was one of those days where, I'm cool with just making that $700 after all that happened today in my trading. I'm content with making that. Could it have been more? Yes, it could have. It very could have well been less. So that's why you have to have a plan in place when you're trading. You have to know what you're trading, why you're trading it. You can't trade just to chase the dollar. You have to chase the setup. And when you chase the setup, the money will come. So we're going to jump into this DCTH real quick. That was my biggest loss, 1,200 on that one. And this right here was a true learning lesson, because this is a very low price stock. It had some news come out, and I told myself I want to get in it above this high of yesterday, which is roughly 13 cents. So I wanted to take a long position above 13 cents. I'm gonna move this to a one minute chart so we can really dive into this and see how this thing played out. So on this 1 minute chart, here's the previous high. We didn't get any increase in volume on this candle, so I didn't even try to enter, a position. We got the volume. The volume picked up on the very next candle. I took a long position around 13 cents. It popped up to 14 and then went sideways and fell back down, and I was stopped out. So my first two trades of the day were the ES trade, $900 loss, DCTH trade, $1,200 loss. So, after those first two trades, I'm already in the green. I'm already in the red. How am I going to come back from this? Well, there's only one way you can come back. That's just to get focused. Stop playing around. Think of what your plan is and trade that plan. My plan is finding stocks with low float between $2 and $20 that have a share of average volume above, at least around that 100,000 range. And they are either forming new highs off support with increased volume, or if it's a short position, forming a lower high off resistance with increasing volume. So when I pulled myself together and decided to stop playing and really get focused, I jumped into GoPro. And GoPro was a great trade today. GoPro was the ideal setup every trader wants to see. You get this run up right here. You wait for a small pullback. You get your pullback. You wait for the first candle to make a new high with increased volume. You get your volume spike. A little over 300,000 shares jumped in the market. So you get your volume spike. Then here's your high, your new high. Here's your previous high. So what did I do? Bought 3,000 shares. Bought 3,000 shares and scaled out as it went up. Here's my first target. Sold 500. Second target. Sold 2,500. Third target. Sold 250. My fourth target. Sold another 250. And I was stopped out on this candle right here for my last remaining 250. And that's how I trade. Not that foolishness on ES and DCTH. That's child's play. But if you're gonna step at the table and sit down and get ready to eat, you got to have the proper silverware. You need a fork and a knife when you get ready to eat this steak. And that's what I'm trying to feast on whenever I sit behind my desk and start trading. I'm trying to feast. I don't do this for play. I don't do this for fun. I do this for a living. And that's the mindset you have to have if you want to trade stock. You have to have the mindset of, hey, I'm doing this for a living. I'm doing this to feed my family, to feed myself. I'm doing this so I can show other people how they can make money in the market. I'm not doing it for fun. Next trade was HTZ. This was a good setup as well. If you watch some of the other videos, you'll hear me talk about HTZ because it has been a phenomenal stock, to trade the past 2 weeks. I've never traded Hertz before. I don't even rent cars from Hertz. I generally go to Enterprise, but hey, the way Hertz is acting may start to get them some business. So I knew going in I wanted to go long this Hertz just based off the daily chart pattern. You see on the daily chart, this was yesterday's candle. We had our support down here at 2046. We got this push up yesterday. Was looking for continuation. And we did, because it closed at 21.35. It opened at what's that, 21.65. You know, open this morning. So that gap shows you that, hey, buyers are stepping into this stock. And if buyers are stepping in, hey, I want to get long too. So I waited for the first 1 minute candle to form and bought. Here's the first 1 minute candle. Here's the second 1 minute candle. I took a long position at 21.89. Sold half my position right here at 22.13. A quarter of the position at 22.31. Then 250 shares right here at 22.28. And stopped out on the rest right here at 22.02. So Hertz was a great trade. You know, that was a profitable trade. A little over $200 on that trade. That GoPro trade was a great trade. A little over $800 on that one. So I'm starting to swim my way out of this ocean that I created. You know, I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But it takes one trade at a time. It takes getting on base. You know, you don't have to hit a home run. All you got to do is get on base. You get on base 3 times in a row. The next batter that comes up, hey, all he has to do is get on base and bring somebody home. So don't try to swing for the fences. Don't load up the boat thinking you have to make it all back in one trade. You don't. All you have to do is have a good entry, which was, for me, the first 1 minute high. Since this was continuation, you know, this was buyers continually to step into this stock from yesterday. So got the continuation and scaled out as the stock went up. Then as it came back down, had a stop in place to stop myself out right here at 22.02. So that was good trading. Good trading on Hertz, good trading on GoPro. Next up was NH. This stock hit the watch list kind of late. Let me show you when I actually saw it. I saw this big candle right here had already taken place. So all this had already taken place. The very next candle to form, I got in right here at 391. So on 391, I'm trying to just get to 10 cents. Once I get to that 10 cent mark, I'm selling a quarter of my position and moving my stop to break even. So pulls back just a little bit. Boom. Hit that 10 cent mark. And what I do, I sell a quarter of my position. You know, take money off the table. Don't just sit there and leave, you know, from here to there that could be $400 in that short move. Don't just leave it out there. Go ahead and take that profit and move your stop up. So I took profits, took a quarter off, got up here. Next candle I took, what was it? Right here. I took half off the table right there. And then as it rolled back down, stopped out at 402. So same setup as GoPro, same setup as HTHZ. You know, take profits as it's moving up. Look for increased volume. We got our volume spike right here. You know, volume was low on these two candles. It popped up on this candle. We got volume spike. We got a candle that's forming a new high. We also got an area of support. Hey, well, buyers are saying, hey, I like this stock. I don't want it dropping below 387. I'm going to buy more. 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 And as they do that, price goes higher. So then all you have to do is move your stop up. Move your stop up. Keep from getting, basically what this happens, you know, this is a falling knife. You get this knife falling down on you. You don't want that to happen. Just move your stop up. Take profits. Next was NLNK. Never traded this stock before today. Hit my watch list this morning. We had this big gap from 781 all the way up here to 953, so roughly $2. And I wanted to enter this trade above this blue line. This blue line was an overnight high. So anything above that blue line, I wanted to be long. So what did I do? It shot up so fast on this first 1 minute candle, I couldn't get in. So I waited till the second 1 minute candle to form and got in at 998. And I'm sorry, 991 to be exact. Got in at 991, and my first target was right here at 1020. Took a quarter off the table at 1020. Took another, actually it dropped down, and this candle right here was kind of shook me a little bit because I wasn't expecting it to drop so hard. So I sold half my position right here at 992. Yeah, 992. I sold half my position, so it only left me with like 1,000 shares left from the previous thing. I had 7,000 on, so I only had 1,000 shares left, and it popped back up. But on this pop, I didn't have a decent enough share size to really make a bunch of money. So hey, it jumped up to 940, 945. I went ahead and took profits and said, hey, I'm not gonna play around with this thing today. I just need to get my money back. And so that's what I did. I got my money back. I was up $700. And then let me show y'all what happened. So I was up $700, and I see this candle right here form, which is a hammer type doji candle. So I'll see that form. The very next candle is another hammer type doji candle. But what you see is at $10, buyers stepped in and bought this stock back up. They pushed it down, sellers pushed it down, buyers stepped in and bought it back up, forming a level of support. Buyers stepped in and pushed it back up, forming a level of support. So when I saw that level of support, I took a long position with increased volume. I took a long position expecting a bounce back up to around 1060. And we did not get that. We got a bounce, what's this, to like 1032, and immediately fell back over. So on this candle, I was stopped out. When I had got out of this first trade, I was up $700. On this candle, when I got stopped out, I was down $900. So I went from positive 700 to down 900. So be patient, wait for the proper setup. So as I waited and I watched and I watched and watched and saw that, hey, buyers are stepping in, volume is decreasing, meaning, no people are not selling as much. Buyers are stepping in, we're forming a level of support down here. My antennas going up. I started to see, hey, that might be an area where I can bounce on and feast on a bounce from 980 something, probably all the way up to 1040, 1060. If I see more buyers step in, I want to be in this stock. So when we switch to a 5 minute, I saw this candle right here. When I saw this candle, I was like, well, I don't want to get long unless it breaks above 1007. If it can break above 1007, then hey, this might be a play that I can get long in and make my money back. So we broke right here, and when we broke big time, because we found some more support, a higher level of support. Previous support was 964. New support is 978, and it took off. It basically went straight up from there on out, all the way up to 1175. So at 11.75 I stopped out. Roughly made, got the $900 back plus extra $6. So I was up 605, on this stock from 1009 up to about 11.75. I sold a little bit right here at 11.24 and got rid of the rest right here at 11.68. So it took patience. I had to really sit here and watch this stock to see what it was doing, see where supply and demand was, see where support and resistance really was. And when I figured that out, that hey, all this is support down here, this is not an area of resistance, this is an area of support, and got back in the stock, it pretty much just shot straight up. It shot all the way up to $14. Now granted, I didn't hold it to 14. I wasn't even watching it when it got up there. I got out, like I said, I got out this area, this 1170 area, and you had a small pullback right here. Could have got in and continued on up to 14. So that would have been a great stock to hold. I wasn't in it. So, hope you all might have been in it, but I wasn't all the way up there. The next trade was XOMA. This was a textbook trade, trading 101 type setup. We had this run up from here. Then we got a slight pullback. We got our 1 minute pullback. So I'm looking for the first candle to make a new high above 1785. We get it right here. Volume is roughly 1,000 shares right here on this candle. It goes up to 2,000, so that's a spike in volume. I take a long position at 1790, and from there I'm scaling out of my trade. I sell half my position here at 1821, quarter position 1856, and I get stopped out right here at 1820, 1819. Basic trading. Look for the setups. You got us pull back. Look for a candle to form a new high with increased volume. Enter the trade. Scale out as it goes up. Move your stop up so when it pulls back, you won't lose any money. Lastly, I do have a trade on Snapchat. Roughly 3,000 shares. It's going to be a swing trade based off of something that happened today on Snap. Let me change it to a 15-minute chart. You can see it. Snap pretty much went parabolic from 1452 all the way up to 1558 straight up. On this candle right here, news released that somebody had bought roughly 900,000 shares of Snapchat at 1451. And at that time, when that news hit, this stock didn't do anything but take off. However, if you look on the daily chart, you will see we have an area of support down here at 1128. We got an area of support right here at between $14 and $14.10. So that means this is a higher low. You got this low, then this low. So this is a higher low, meaning the stock is rising, support is increasing. Support, as support increases, I want to be a buyer. So I took a long position above the break of this resistance, which is roughly 1526. So once it broke through that resistance, I bought 3,000 shares. My first target is 1634 right here. Then we have this gap, this window gap, which normally think of a window just like it's in a house. If you lift up the window and jump out, you're going to fall. Your velocity is going to increase as you jump out of the window. Gravity is going to kick in and you're going to fall. So if this stock pushes up and breaks through this resistance, the velocity up to this level should increase, meaning people should buy this stock even more to push it higher. So this is my second target right here, $17. First target 1637. I'm long from 15. Let me see. I think it's like 1551, I believe. Yeah, I think I'm long from 1551. So pretty much this high is where I'm at. Currently down a couple, down $1,000 as of right now. But like I said, my setup is, hey, we got support, we got increase in volume, we have a stock or a candle that's breaking to a new high above the previous high. So we got all these highs over here, or we can just use this one right here the very next day. So this stock is breaking to a new high with increase in volume. I have support underneath me, and that's my target. Simple trading. This will be a swing trade, so I will probably hold it through next Friday. Is the longest I'm going to hold this trade, regardless of what it's doing. Now, if it breaks, if it decides to break back down here to this 14-15 area, all right, that's my stop. I'm going to live with, the loss from 1551 to 1413. I will live with that loss if that happens. But I'm going to live with this gain too, if that happens. So those were my trades for the day. Like I said, it was sometimes it's better to be green and not worry about all the other stuff, because green is better than red. At the end of the day, it was a profitable day, $700. There's nothing for me to complain about other than, get better at recognizing my mistakes and eliminate those mistakes. When you can eliminate some of your mistakes, the drawdowns that you have when you lose become less and less. So therefore you can make more and more. I am the Bearded Trader. This is a recap for Thursday, September 7th. I hope you all having a great day. Continue your trading program. Continue to learn. Get better each day.